Hello again, everybody. Harry Box of the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Tuesday night, May the 3rd, and these are the charts of the day. It was kind of a mixed session on Wall Street today, but it ended up much lower after the sell-off in the afternoon, bringing them back down from where resistance failed to be taken out. And so it's a very, very tenuous market here, and we could very well see lower levels. But there were some stocks running up. I'm going to show you some longs and shorts. ADMP is a stock I've been watching, and I finally just decided I got to talk to you about this stock. First of all, beautiful base. And then about a week and a half ago, we saw that pop. And then that little wedge formed. That was where I probably should have considered a swing on it. It just doesn't trade heavy volume. But today it traded on the breakout above that, out of that wedge, it traded 326,000 shares. And very well may get to about the 11.5 3/4 range short term. That's what it looks like to me. That represents the resistance level from that spike high in 2013. Let's see if we can get up there. Secondary target would be as high as 18 if this stock really continues this momentum. And just 2.8 days to cover. AEIS. This is a electronic company that has had an interesting chart over the years, and you can see back in 09 it got creamed under 6, and subsequently over the last several years it's gone up in a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. I think we get 4 and 5. I think the stock could get to 40, obviously depending on the market, of course. But you can see that currently it's been in a consolidation after the run-up over the last few months. It needs to hold support at about 31 3/4. That's your stop. A takeout means that across 35 3/4, you could see close to 40. And CC, one of our swing trades, is acting great. It popped again today, got up to 10 1/4, closed at 10. Up 74 cents or 8%, and 5.7 million traded, the second best volume in a couple months. I think it's going higher. I'm looking for 12, 12 1/4, eventually as high as 14. There's 3.5 days to cover on that one. Well, CEMI is turning into one of my little favorites. I'm still looking for a swing to 7 3/4, and then 8 3/4, maybe 9. I like the way it's setting up and consolidating and wedging in here on low volume with good technicals. Full green balance of power. CGNX with a special day today. I want to show you the declining channel, the explosive move out of it, falling wedge, and today it popped, I believe, on earnings as it exploded for 592 or almost 17%. Now 2.8 million traded. That's the biggest volume on an up day going back to July of last year. So this could be breakout day, and I'm looking for a test of that zone where the bottoms come in around 44. As early as tomorrow, and then we'll see if we get through that and make it up to the 47 range. There's 12.3 days to cover. This could be interesting. FN with another great day today. It broke out of the wedge, a big gap, ran out on 1.4 million, closing up 11.5% or 372. I just think this stock has more to go. This is all-time high territory. Look for a move up towards 40 short term. LITE, former swing trade, it broke down and was stopped out here. It's resurrected itself. You can see how the channel held. Today the double top was taken out. It popped 50 cents or almost only 2%, but you may very well be seeing, as I said, the resurrection of this trend as it took out this wedge. And there is some resistance, and my target's now 27, 28 zone, and then 29.5, 30, 30.5 zone. ROG with a big breakaway pop today out of a beautiful coiling type consolidation post the breakaway gap from the February lows and a takeout of the declining channel. It went up through resistance, and it's been consolidating for 5 or 6 weeks, holding the 50 and popping. A bit of resistance comes in around 69. You may see that over the next day or two. 8.3 days to cover on that one. Big day for RYAM as it exploded for a 354, 35%, and was a percent gain leader today. I got a target up around 15 short term. If we get through that, we may see the stock at 17, 18. 6.5 days to cover on that one. Swing trade USAT finally woke up after 5 or 6 weeks in this consolidation with a pop today on over 500,000 shares. Did not get through the 472 prior high, but I'm looking for a stock that makes it eventually up near 6. VRX finally looks to me like it could be turning. There was 65 million shares today as the stock traded the biggest volume on an up day in about 4 weeks. But it did not, repeat, did not get through resistance at 38.18. Today's high, 38.50. Now it got up through it, it came right back down. So we needed above 38.5 to test 43. and then eventually we could see a run up into the low 50s. Let's move over to the box of shorts and see what's cooking there. And Barella broke down today. After 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like this wedge is breaking. Watch support around 36.5 3/4. If it takes that out, we should see a test of the February lows near 33.5. And beneath that, take a look. Bottom of this channel is beckoning in the low 20s. Man, has that stock gotten hammered, and yet I don't see a bottom. Do you? Terrible technicals. Looks like lower levels to come. Down 219 or 5.5% today. ATHN, well, we put a box of short on it here and made a couple nominal new highs and took out my 142 stop slightly, only to come right back down again and get hammered from 143 to 128, 15 points. Now it's on support here, but watch this one carefully because today's low, 126.5, if taken out, could lead to 113.15 zone quickly and eventually maybe down towards 100. 25 days to cover. Looks like they could be right on this one. Baby Natus, 1, 2, 3, 4. I showed you that bear flag, and I also told you a week and a half, 2, 3 weeks ago when it got hammered, it's that support. Look for a bounce back in a bear flag. Well, that rolled over from the 34 3/4 range to get down about 31.5 today. Watch it carefully because the takeout of the recent lows at 29.5 should lead to 27 and even 24.5 range. DXCM on my box of shorts list for a while now. After breaking its trend, forming a bear flag, it rolled over in a 5-wave decline. But this spike down to key support made it short-term oversold and needed a corrective 3-wave move. Now it's rolling over again. It was down 202 or 3% today. Watch for a move down to 57.8, followed by a thrust down to 48.9. Fleetmatics continues to look ugly. After the long-term channel was broken and a bear wedge formed, it came down hard, formed a large bear wedge there. It broke it but held support. Now formed the bear flag again. I'm looking for this, frankly, to take out the 35.5 range and drop into the high 20s. Harman International, well, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 5th wave's underway as it broke hard with volume. It continues to look lower. It's been down for 4 days in a row. I'm looking for a test of 71.5, then 66. Ultimately, perhaps mid-50s before it's over. INCY, big top, breakdown, and a 3-wave corrective, large bear flag. This could very well crack. Keep an eye on the 70 range. Below 70, I can see mid-50s. First maybe a test of 60 and then I'll call it 55, but much lower eventually into the 40s. IRMD had a spectacular update today of 11%, but it only traded 116,000 shares. And look at these technicals. Flat as a doornail. I don't see this as being important, but you never know. We'll keep an eye on 17. Above that, we want to cover it. If it doesn't do that, it starts to roll over again. Look for lower levels. I'm looking for something as low as, believe it or not, 10, 10.5. L Brands, near the apex of a big wedge, that's a box of swing short. I think it gets down towards 69. Luxoft, also similar to Athena, with a slight takeout of resistance and a stop over 60, getting to 60.61, only to roll over again towards 56. Watch the 52 area, that's my current support. I take out of that and we plunge in the mid-40s. PSIX, as bad as this looks, as much as it's dropped from the 70s down to the single digits, it's formed yet another bear wedge and is rolling over. I'm not sure where this heads, but I could see a retest of the lows around 7.5 3/4. It may get down to 5.5, and we'll see. Royal Caribbean, RCL, rolled over hard, 3-wave corrective, and now it's coming down again, but it needs to break 73 to really start to accelerate lower. 65 is the next target, followed by 54.5. Seagate Technologies completely getting crushed as it got to 69 a year and a half ago, and it's now down to 19 and falling apart. I would not be quick to short this one. I'm closer to covering it than anything else based on the spike down. And lastly, Verint. You can see the overall structure of this pattern. Looks to me like this wedge is formed and we're headed lower. Look for a retest of 30, followed by something in the 25.6 area. Well, folks, that's it for tonight. It's a dicey market out there. I'll speak to you in the trading room tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.